Her apologies always came too late. It started with her laugh. That's how she got me. God, that stupid, radiant, wide-open laugh, like she wasn't afraid of the world, like the world should be afraid of her. We met at a party thrown by my roommate, Marcus, back when I thought love was about finding someone who lit you up, not someone who eventually burned you down. Her name was Alina. She had one of those presences, not just beauty, though. Yeah, she had that too, but a kind of gravitational pull. When she walked into a room, conversations paused, drinks froze midair. She didn't talk the most, but somehow she still dominated every space she was in. Everyone either wanted her or wanted to be her, including me. We hooked up that same night. I know how that sounds. Fast, reckless, but it didn't feel that way. It felt inevitable, like something that had already been written and we were just catching up to the script. I didn't even think about how quickly she'd gone from stranger to someone I was holding like a secret. I just knew the next morning I didn't want her to leave. And she didn't. That was the beginning. The first 3 months were addictive. That's the only way I can describe it. Every morning I woke up next to her felt like some kind of divine blessing, like I had tricked the universe into giving me more than I deserved. She'd kiss me half asleep, steal my hoodies, eat my leftovers without asking. She'd make fun of my playlists and then quietly add the same songs to hers. We'd spend whole days doing nothing, binging trash TV and eating cereal out of the box like kids who had escaped adulthood. I thought she was perfect. I thought I was lucky. I thought wrong. The first crack was small, barely noticeable. We were at a mutual friend's birthday dinner. A casual thing. She showed up late, nothing new, but this time, she brought someone. A guy. Name was Theo. Tall, kind of smug, smelled like designer cologne and generational wealth. She introduced him like he was some random classmate. Said he was just tagging along. But the way he looked at her? That wasn't casual. That was history. And the way she let his hand rest on her back, low, for just a second too long, that wasn't nothing. That was a warning. Afterward, I asked her about it. Me? So, who's Theo? Really? Alina, rolling her eyes, you jealous? Me? No. Just, doesn't seem like someone you just know from class. She laughed. Not her usual laugh. This one was sharp. Alina, wow. You're actually being serious. Me? Yeah, I am. Alina, Jesus. He's an old fling, okay? From way before you. We're friends now. Don't be insecure. And that was the first lesson. If I questioned her, I was insecure. If I didn't, I was weak. There was no winning. More cracks followed. She started forgetting plans, turning off her read receipts, taking hours to reply to simple messages. She said she was just busy, said I was too clingy, said I needed to chill and trust. But trust isn't a switch. It's something you build. And she kept demolishing every foundation I tried to lay. There was one night, I'll never forget it, when she said she was too tired to come over. I said okay. At 1:43 a.m., Marcus showed me a video on Instagram. Alina, at some rooftop party, laughing, dancing, and right behind her, Theo. I confronted her the next day. She denied it at first. Alina, that wasn't last night. Me, it was posted last night. Alina, people repost stuff all the time. I showed her the timestamp, showed her the tag location, showed her the drink in her hand, the same one I knew she'd posted on her story just 2 hours earlier with the caption mood. She stared at me for a long time. Then, instead of admitting anything, she flipped it. Alina, why are you stalking my posts? Me, I wasn't. Marcus. Alina, oh, so now your friends are stalking me too? That's healthy. That was her gift, alchemy. She could take evidence and turn it into accusation. She didn't lie. She manipulated, gaslit, reframed. Every red flag became my paranoia. Every gut feeling became a sign I lacked emotional maturity. She weaponized psychology like a scalpel. Alina, you're projecting. Maybe you have abandonment issues. Alina, I can't be your therapist and your girlfriend. Alina, I'm starting to feel unsafe in this relationship. Unsafe. Because I asked where she was. Because I noticed patterns. Because I loved her. Still, I stayed. Because by then, I didn't know how not to. By then, my self-worth had become entangled with her approval. If she smiled at me, I felt like a king. If she withdrew, I felt like a ghost. So I kept chasing, kept performing, kept contorting myself into whatever shape she needed me to be that week. And she kept twisting the knife. Eventually, the truth started leaking. Late night calls she wouldn't explain. Messages she'd hide mid-scroll. Fights she'd start out of nowhere, just to storm out and leave for hours. I found out about the cheating from someone I barely knew. An acquaintance of a mutual friend who pulled me aside at a bar. Guy, hey, man. I know this is weird, but you're dating Alina, right? Me. Yeah. Why? Guy. You should probably talk to Theo. Or maybe just check her DMs. I didn't sleep that night. I stared at my ceiling, heart pounding, afraid to move, afraid to look, afraid I'd find exactly what I already knew. The next morning, when she came over, I asked, Me, are you cheating on me? She didn't flinch, didn't pause, didn't even blink. Alina, wow. So we're doing this now. Me, just tell me the truth. Alina, no, I'm not cheating. But maybe you should ask yourself why you even believe that. That line, that fucking line. I did ask myself, over and over and over again, until I couldn't tell where her lies ended and my doubts began. The truth? Yeah, she was cheating. Not just with Theo, with others. I found out slowly. One message thread here, one drunk confession there. Each time I confronted her, she had an excuse. Alina, I was drunk. Alina, he kissed me, not the other way around. Alina, I was mad at you. And then finally, Alina, okay, fine, I messed up, but maybe if you'd been more confident. That broke me, not just because of the betrayal, but because even then she made it about me. I ended it, sort of, blocked her on everything. But the thing about people like her, they don't leave quietly. They find ways back in. She sent emails, letters, called my work phone, all laced with just enough regret to sound sincere. Alina, in voicemail, I just want to talk. I miss you. We were magic. Alina, in letter, I'm not perfect, but I never stopped loving you. Alina, in email, I was scared. I sabotage. You were the best thing that ever happened to me. And part of me, the broken, bruised, bleeding part, still wanted to believe her, still wanted to hope. But I knew better now, because her apologies always came too late. After the damage, after the lies, after she'd already replaced me. And now, I'm writing this not because I want her back, but because I need me back. I need to remember what it felt like to be enough for myself. Not someone's mirror, not someone's punching bag, just me. You know what's worse than being cheated on? Being gaslit while being cheated on. Doubting yourself every day, feeling like you're going insane while the person you love sits across from you with calm, emotionless eyes and lies straight to your face, not even with malice, but with ease. Like lying is their native tongue, and you're just too dumb to understand the language. After I ended it, everything felt unreal. Like I was detoxing from a drug. And I guess in some way, I was. Alina was my addiction. The chaos. The euphoria. The endless second-guessing. She didn't just hurt me, she rewired me. Made me mistake anxiety for passion. Guilt for loyalty. Control for love. And for weeks after we broke up, I kept checking my phone. Waiting. Wanting. Hating myself for it. She didn't reach out right away. I thought maybe she finally got the message. Maybe she had moved on. But narcissists never really leave. They pause. They hover in the shadows. They wait. And like clockwork, she resurfaced. 3 weeks later, I got a DM from a burner account. Alina, from fake profile, you blocked me everywhere. Can we please talk? I ignored it. 3 days later, an anonymous email. No subject, just one line. Alina, I didn't know how much I needed you until you were gone. I didn't reply. Then a letter came in the mail. Handwritten. Tear-stained, or at least made to look that way. It was the same song. Alina, in the letter, I was broken. I didn't know how to love right. But I'm in therapy now. I'm changing. I wanted to scream. Not because she said she was changing, but because I knew she wasn't. People like her don't change. They adapt. They morph. They learn your new boundaries and figure out how to dance around them. So I stayed quiet. I stayed strong. Until I didn't. It was around 2 a.m., a month and a half post-breakup. I was drunk. Lonely. Vulnerable. I scrolled through her socials using a fake account Marcus helped me make. Yeah, I know, pathetic, and saw she'd posted an old photo of us. Caption, some things don't die. They just sleep. It was bait. Obvious bait. And like an idiot, I took it. I unblocked her. She messaged immediately. Alina, hi. That one word broke the dam. We texted for hours. She apologized. Not in a fall on her knees way. No, she never did that. But in her way. Quiet. manipulative, just enough vulnerability to make me lean in. Alina, I was scared of how much I loved you. Alina, you saw the real me, and I hated myself, so I lashed out. Alina, I never meant to hurt you. I swear. She didn't ask to get back together. She was smarter than that. She asked to rebuild trust, to start from friendship. And like a goddamn fool, I agreed. For the next 2 weeks, we texted every day again. She'd send me memes, songs, photos of sunsets that reminded her of trips we took together. Slowly, I let her back into my life. And that's when she flipped the script. She started mentioning this guy she was talking to. Some new dude. Alina, he's nice. But he's not you. Alina, I can't stop comparing him to you. Alina, why are the right people always in the wrong timing? It was a test. She wanted to see if I'd fight. And when I didn't, when I stayed calm, she escalated. Alina, I think I love him. But part of me still loves you. Alina, do you think it's possible to love 2 people at once? And just like that, the knife was back in my chest. She didn't want reconciliation. She wanted power. To know that even after everything, she still owned me. So I snapped. Me, don't message me again. You haven't changed. You're just better at pretending. She replied instantly. Alina, there it is. The temper. The reason I left in the first place. She twisted my self-defense into evidence. Again, that night, I deleted everything. Messages, photos, videos. Cleared out the entire history like purging a virus. But she wasn't done. Oh no. The final act came a week later when I ran into her and Theo at a bar. Hand in hand. Laughing. Like we never happened. She saw me. Held his face. Kissed him. Then looked at me as if to say, you lost. It should have broken me. It didn't. Because in that moment, I realized something. She didn't win either. Because people like her, they never stop needing new supply, new attention, new victims. She might have been with him now, but he was just the next in line. And one day, he'd be standing where I was, hollowed out, confused, trying to understand how someone could make you feel so seen and then so disposable. The closure never came from her. It came from me. From finally understanding that I wasn't the broken one. She was. And I refused to spend another second letting her rewrite that story. So if you're reading this, and you've been there, if you've loved someone who made you feel like nothing you did was enough, let me tell you something she never told me. You are not crazy. You are not too much. You are not impossible to love. They were just never capable of giving what they kept demanding. And their apologies? They'll always come too late.